Welcome to this explainer on mastering Minnehaha County court records. If you've ever wanted to navigate the local judicial system like a total pro, you are in the right place. Whether you're a legal researcher, a background investigator, or honestly just a curious resident, we're going to break down exactly how you can access the public information sitting right in your own backyard. Because did you know that with just a few clicks, you can actually uncover court cases right here in Minnehaha County that could completely change legal proceedings? You can reveal hidden community history or even verify absolutely crucial background information. It's true. Let's dive in and unlock the real power of accessing public information directly from your community. To get you there, we'll run through a quick playbook. We're covering the court system basics, what these records actually are, exactly how to access them, some pro tips for searching, the legalities you need to know, and wrapping up with some final resources. So let's jump right in. Starting with Section 1, Minnehaha Court System Basics, specifically navigating the Second Judicial Circuit. Before you even start digging for records, it is absolutely crucial to understand how this system is actually organized. It's basically split into two main tiers. You've got the Circuit Court, which handles the heavy hitters. We're talking felony charges, civil claims over $12,000, family law, and probate. Then you have the Magistrate Court. They handle the misdemeanors, small claims up to $12,000, traffic tickets, and preliminary felony hearings. Knowing this difference is huge, so you don't waste time looking for a minor small claims dispute in the circuit court files. The good news is they both operate out of the exact same courthouse in Sioux Falls. Moving on to Section 2. What are court records? Time to uncover the facts. We toss around the phrase public record a lot, right? But let's look at what that actually means in the context of the South Dakota Unified Judicial System. Under South Dakota law, a court record is officially defined as literally any document, information, or item collected, received, or maintained by a clerk of court in connection with a judicial proceeding. And here is the best part. These are presumptively open to the public. They hold all the vital details, case numbers, who's involved, the charges, and the final decisions. This is the raw data of the justice system, and it belongs to you. All right, Section 3. How to access records. We'll cover both digital portals and the physical pathways to get your hands on them. The trick here is knowing exactly where to look, because there isn't just one magic search engine for everything. You really need to master the difference between their two main online systems. First up is the eCourts portal. This one just requires a free registration, and it's your go-to for civil, family, probate, and small claims. But if you're looking for criminal cases or protection orders from 1989 onwards, you'll need the PAIRS portal. Just a heads up, PAIRS is a paid system, and it'll run you $20 a search. And speaking of costs, if you're curious about the actual court fees associated with these criminal cases, the Unified Judicial System breaks it down like this. A felony comes with a $50 filing fee plus $66.50 in surcharges, bringing it to $116.50 total. Misdemeanors generally come out to $96.50. Having a solid grasp on these administrative numbers really helps paint the full picture of the cases you're looking into. But hey, what if you don't want to deal with online fees or you actually need to read the full unabridged documents? Because of privacy concerns, eCourts won't let you view the full document images online. So the ultimate workaround is heading down to the Minnehaha County Courthouse on North Dakota Avenue in Sioux Falls. They have free public terminals right on the first and second floors where you can access the statewide open records without the online restrictions. Next up, Section 4, Pro Tips for Searching. Let's get into the actual investigator's workflow. By understanding the quirks of the system, we can easily optimize your strategy and save you a ton of time and money. If you want to search like a professional researcher, you need a solid workflow. Step 1, always leverage those free civil diagnostics on eCourts before you spend a dime. Step 2, when you do use the paid PARS system, make absolutely sure you have the exact date of birth. That $20 fee is non-refundable, so no guessing. Step 3, use the local scanners at the courthouse. And Step 4, remember that vital records like property deeds or death certificates aren't court records. Route those requests straight to the Register of Deeds. Let's expand on Step 3 for a second, because this is a massive pro tip. The online system charges 10 cents a page to print digital files. But if you go up to the second floor of the physical courthouse, they have a self-service scanner. If you bring your own personal USB drive, you can scan and save those massive multi-page files completely for free. It is a huge money saver. All right, Section 5, Legalities and Privacy Rules. It is incredibly important that we know the boundaries here. We've talked about how to get the records, but it's just as vital to understand what you can't get. While these records are presumptively public, state law fiercely protects certain things. You are absolutely not going to find adoption files, juvenile records, abuse and neglect cases, or mental illness proceedings. And even in the public files, sensitive info like social security numbers, financial accounts, or the names of minors are scrubbed and kept strictly confidential. It's all about balancing transparency with personal safety. You also have to be super careful about how you use this data, especially if you're using third-party aggregate websites. You must strictly follow the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Basically, you cannot use this information to deny someone a job, an apartment, or a loan. Doing that can land you in a lot of serious legal trouble, including civil and criminal lawsuits, so definitely play by the rules. Which brings us to Section 6, Resources and Final Thoughts. Let's talk about your next steps if you happen to hit a roadblock during your search. Look, navigating the legal system can sometimes be frustrating, but you aren't alone. If you get stuck, call the clerk of courts. They can't give you legal advice, but they are great at pointing you in the right direction. You can also shoot them an email, use the online Find Your Court Date tool, or check out the self-help law libraries at the courthouse. And of course, interpreting complex legal data is tough, so never hesitate to consult with a qualified attorney. And on that note, just a quick professional disclaimer from us. Everything in this explainer is strictly for educational purposes. We're here to teach you how the search mechanisms work, not to give you binding legal representation. Always seek professional counsel if you've got specific legal questions or concerns. So you now know the difference between e-courts and PARs. You know how to bypass those pesky printing fees with a USB drive, and you know exactly where to go downtown. With the keys to the Minnehaha County courthouse systems literally in your hands, what hidden local histories or crucial legal facts are you going to uncover first? Get out there, put these new investigative skills to the test, and confidently navigate those records today. Thanks so much for joining me.